Hey, good morning. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. On today's Clubhouse conversation, one of the agents brought up that he has a couple sellers that were thinking about holding off, getting their home on the market for till later in the spring, summertime, and started reaching out to engage in some conversation around should we be listing our home sooner because of the rise in interest rates. And he was just curious of if any of us other real estate agents in the group were starting to get some of those conversations. And it was a great discussion, I thought, around education. Right, you have the news outlets and all of that, really painting this picture of doom and gloom and the rise of interest rates and all of those things. And for the longest time, we had a great run of interest rates dropping and dropping and dropping. And now we're starting to see those, on the increase. And I think from a real estate agent standpoint or a lender, it's really educating your buyer on all of the options and what does it mean, and ultimately understand that, even at these rates, what they are today, it's still not a bad interest rate. Historically, it's still not a bad interest rate. And there's other ways that you can go about looking at the increase in rate, buying it down. Does that make sense? Doing a different type of loan, right? So instead of doing your 30-year fix or your 15-year fix or whatever, does a 5-1 arm, 7-1 arm, 10-1 arm, do all of those things make sense, right? To where, if you're only going to be in that house for 3 to 5 years, yeah, maybe doing a 5-1 arm does make sense because you're going to be selling it, right? And you can get that lower rate. So there's so many different options that are out there. And what I tell agents is it's not our job to be the experts in the financing world, but it is our job to make sure that we align with professionals that are lenders that can talk to our clients and explain all of the different options, and not just explain it, but explain it in a way that the client, the average person, can understand. Right? It's a skill to be able to break something down that's complex into a 3rd to 5th grade level for the average consumer to understand. Because remember, you and I are in this business every single day. We understand all of those things, but our clients that are buying a home, they may buy once every 4, 5, 6 years, right? They don't go through this every day. So we really have to break down our conversations into a 3rd to 5th grade level so they can understand it. So I think it's a great time. It's an objection that we're going to be hearing. It's a question that we're going to be hearing a lot moving forward in this market. The rise in interest rates probably is going to help our market overall because it is going to squeeze out some buyers that were active that can no longer afford those payments or whatever the case may be. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? It's just, it is what it is. And this may help slow some things down a little bit. But you guys have heard me talk about the willing, able, and qualified buyers and how to kind of put those into one of those batches. And this may hurt the qualified people, right? The people that don't have the extra money to do a different loan or buy down interest rate or whatever the case may be. So just make sure that you guys are reaching out to your database, your current buyers that are actively out looking, the buyers that are in that next 3 to 6 month window, and make sure that you're just educating them on that process and what are the other options that they have available to them, and make sure that you're getting with your preferred partners, your preferred lending partners, and making sure that they are educating the client as well.